big hole in my poor bugger.
We have disappointing to come away with a scoreline like that.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I think the boys are really disappointed. We're not disappointed in how hard we tried. Like, we were going after things. We were trying to be assertive with our defence. We had really good line speed. We're trying to keep them down their end. But yeah, we weren't very smart. So it's one thing to try hard. We've said this all along. Trying hard will only get you in the contest. It won't get you the win. And they were just so smart and clinical. And I think tonight's a night of execution. How to execute a plan, particularly in these conditions. And South didn't come here to hit it up 1 out. They moved the ball and they kicked well behind us. And I think Cody Walker particularly was just class on the way they executed their plan. Their completions compared to ours were very good. And you can see why execution had a big part in the win tonight for them.
Were you surprised how they played and were you happy with how you adjusted to the conditions?
I wasn't surprised the way they played at all. We actually looked at the way they played last week, and we didn't think they were going to come here and tuck the ball under the arm. A guy like Cody, he knows how he wants to do it. He backs his skills in whatever conditions that are coming, and we were confident that we're going to face. So I thought there was parts of our game that was good for the conditions, but then there was just too many fundamental errors that just cost us. Yeah, way too many.
In conditions like that, how aggressive was South's defence, particularly out wide?
Yeah, no, their defence was really good, and we didn't do a good enough job, I think, of building momentum to at least challenge them on the edges. I think we went away from the things we were doing well in the first half, and we managed to get a few repeat sets and back-to-back sets down their end. As soon as we went away from building that kind of pressure, it just looked too easy for them. We didn't threaten them enough, and we weren't smart enough.
Andrew, how costly was that first quarter when the Warriors had a lot of ball, a lot of territory?
Yep.
Couldn't really capitalise.
Oh, like when you're parked on someone's try line, you want to be able to execute and score points. But we at the end of the day, we're 6-0 up. So we if we defend well today and we get the rest of our game on, we would have been fine. I feel like the drama was that we went down there after that period and we wanted to score all the time straight away. So maybe there was some frustration or a bit of a hangover from that period, but I didn't leave that 20-minute period like frustrated and worried about it at all. It's what you do next is the most important thing, and if we built pressure and did that for the rest of the game, then no one would even be talking about the first 20 minutes right now. We just went completely away from our plan and what we wanted to do and how we wanted to build momentum, build pressure. In the end, we were just absorbing all the time, and they were kicking behind us, and we were constantly turning around, and they were just way smarter than what we were tonight.
Did it show their sort of? I know they were the players, but did it show their experience? They've been to so many prelim finals, they've been to a grand final, the nucleus of that team, and your team is still learning to get to that level.
Yeah, I think every time we have a moment like this, it's going to make us better. I think we go back, we review it the same, we find what we did wrong, and we get really hard on ourselves on how we want to compete and get better at it and work during the week. So I think you're right, they do have a lot of experience. They know these big games, and I think there are learnings out of it. I think you learn a lot from losses. But yeah, there's a lot of hard lessons tonight, and we'll definitely do what we do every week. We'll review it and we'll get better for sure.
And the team hasn't played much in wet weather this year, really. That was extreme, but is it still about adjusting to that because you've had so many games in relatively dry conditions?
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, to put it pretty obviously, we tried to go around them instead of trying to play through them. And you can't do that in these conditions. We were trying to pull the trigger on too much. We wanted to use the football, but we wanted to use it and be direct, not going sideways, because you saw we got dragged in touch late in the game. That was just one example of many where mindset wasn't through the opposition. It was trying to go around them too much. So yeah, you learn lessons about wet weather footy, and we're going to have to keep learning them I think we'll get a lot out of tonight. I said to the boys, tonight won't define us. We've got a big week of work to get going to get a win next week.
Maybe just after obviously 12-6 at half time, it's clear you guys need to rock the sort of third quarter, and South's really dominated possession early in that second half.
Yep.
What were they doing that made it so hard for you guys to get back into the game?
Oh, well, we were dropping the ball and they were kicking well. They kicked behind us really well. I think that third quarter, I could be wrong, we had like a great set defensively. Wade Egan went to go put kick pressure on. Said we charged the ball down, and then I think they were parked on our line for the next 3 sets. We gave away another 6 to go on the last play when we were scrambling really hard. I thought we were defending our trial and great during that period, and then after 3 sets we cracked and they got a score, and our momentum was gone during that period. So I think that sums that period up. But I think if we just stuck to what we wanted to do instead of then trying to make stuff up, we would have got back into the game and put our style of footy back on.
And Tohu, is it fair to say there's some frustration creeping in there for like around 16-minute mark? I think I saw myself through the ball away after one went to ground. Did you feel that on the field and the team?
There's probably a little bit more frustration in some areas than we've felt sort of in previous weeks, but I guess that's sort of part of lessons that we got to take out of this game. We can't afford to sort of let those frustrations get to us, because it affects us next few sets, and we've got to be a better team. We've got to get on with our next job, and if we're frustrated at something, we're not going to do that job as well. So there probably was a bit of frustration creeping in at different parts, and we've got to do a better job at letting go of it.
What do you think of the aim decision?
I don't know. I'm understanding apparently it's because it was greater force than all the other head-high tackles they had. So I'll just leave it at that. I don't know how to measure force. So don't buy it. Don't buy it.
No comment.
Yeah. I think we're okay, mate. Yeah, I think we're okay at this stage. Yep.
Tohu, just on the conditions, how bad were they compared to other games in your career? Is that sort of right down there in terms of the conditions?
Yeah, it's funny, when I was out on the field, I sort of didn't really think too much about the conditions. It was on the sideline that you could feel it, but it's probably similar to the Roosters game earlier in the year, that kind of downpour just non-stop. So it's something, it's a reality of playing here, that there's a chance that it could happen, and we just need to perform better in those moments.
So it's not going to define you. That is almost like a line in the sand type game, potentially, where it could go one of two ways for the rest of the season.
Oh, mate, I'm not worried about the rest of the season. Worried about this week against Parramatta. What I mean by the defining bit is, like, if we're smart and we learn and we want to get better, at the end of the year we won't even remember this game. We'll only remember what we learnt and how much better we were for the experience. That's what I mean by it won't define us. If we get our heads on this week and we get focused and we will learn and enjoy learning, we'll be fine. That's all I mean by that. Not worried about draw a line in the sand. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant if we want to get smarter, this will be a great experience for us.
But it seemed like a lot of the high kicks went towards Alex Johnson rather than Munro. Was that sort of part of the plan fell apart, or was that another thing pre-game?
No, it's just that Sean's a right foot kicker on the right side of the field. If you stand on the left and they want to kick pressure you from the inside, it's really hard, particularly in these conditions, to get a good kick away. We'd love to have gone at Munro often. I thought he handled himself well. We went there once or twice. Sean put a torpedo up there and he did a sliding catch in the wet, I think, in the second half. But when you're a right foot kicker and you're on the right side of the field, it's a much easier kick. And we just wanted to get him in the 10 and keep him there as often as possible, which I thought we did a good job there in that first half, that first period. But because we dropped so much ball, we didn't get any opportunity to do that half as much as we wanted. But if we had a left foot kicker on the left side of the field, then we'd probably go at him as hard as we can.
What was the thinking behind bringing Freddie
Josh had obviously had a really big week, been away, and obviously everything he went through, and I've just seen it too often. He was obviously going to play, but I just seen it too often. Like, he came back with a bit of tightness, and I just didn't want to risk it. And I thought Bailey Sirinen, who normally does that sort of utility 9 role, if Wade went down tonight, we'd just have Freddie sitting there fresh. I thought we had enough minutes in our team that we were fine. I mean, if you look at the minutes our forwards played, we had more than enough minutes. And the fact I even actually took him off for 10 minutes tonight because we had so many lined up there ready to go. So it was just Freddie knew his role. I spoke to him and said, mate, look, you're going to sit there, and if something happens to Wade, you're going to be that cover. As when Bailey Sirinen does that role, he can go and play lock, he can play edge back row, and then he can go to 9 if you need him to. So that's all that thinking was. And Freddie knew his role. I mean, I wish I could get him on, but that's just the way that went.
Just on Josh Webb, how is he been this week? Do you think he'll be all right next week?
Who's that, mate? I hope so, mate. Yeah, you just never know with these things. We've just got to tread real careful there, but we'll find out later in the week. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, boys.